This is Lions Park here, which is 1005 East Hamlet. It's Sean Logan's house, which is, you see in the background, it's Sean Logan's house, which is the administration office. As you can see, the remodel and concurrence with the red Nissan and the other vehicles that park in the driveway. And then Sean Logan and Lord Logan administration office. See, downloading all this information since the flu season is in effect, and there's dead carcasses and deceased people because of the virus, and the virus is widespread, and orientation service, they say, came from China. Origin came from China, Chinatown, downtown Seattle, which is Tent City, and also Jackson Street. But there's a vaccination that was issued out to people. It was September, October, November, December, and January. And then February, March, that's when the outbreak went out. Which is widespread here in Washington State. Those reasons are people that are drug users, drug addicts, and also habitual criminals, convicts, penitentiary prisoners, and they don't got the money to provide services for their vaccinations or keeping up because they're worried about doing drugs or selling drugs or using drugs, and their immune system is very, very vulnerable, and it's so vulnerable at the time being that they're exposed. Most of them don't have a job, can't hold a job down because they can't keep a job. Either go to WorkSource and go to Workforce Center, and they have to take also a criminal background and also signature, and they have to have a utility bill, Vista bill, payroll, deductions for whatever services they got, because the CPS office will collect any of those services in a DHS office, which is worthless in Moses Lake, Washington. So Moses Lake has a DHCPS office in Moses Lake, Washington. The death toll here in Washington State, Olympia, Seattle, Tacoma, Spokane, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, and also the services they got homeless shelters. The head count is going up, and this virus, this epidemic, and all over the state of Washington, is being monitored. So March 24th, 29th, that's going to be Superior Court in Washington State. There's no courts till the 24th, 29th of March because of it. April 1st is going to be a deadline for Andy Miller's office. All the offices and agencies in Kennewick, Rich, and Pasco. It's going to be April 1st. Here in Othello, it'll be moderated since the coroner's office is in the driveway here at Sean Logan's house. And also the prosecutor of Washington State and prosecutor of Grant County comes through here and sees me on the driveway working on the lawn, moving the swimming pool around, and exercising and running all around the City Hall here in Moses Lake, City Hall in Othello, and City Hall in Moses Lake, and City Hall in Alfredo, Washington. Nikes are probably the best product you can use for a cardiovascular program here in Washington State. To provide service, they have military discount on top of that. Now Verizon has the UPTEP services, Wi-Fi services, that's online. Also your Edge 365, Business 365, Business Dynamics, and Business Dynamics, Dynamics 365, sales floors, salesmen, sales floors and materials and products. See this online on your Chrome or your Google features that you got on for your services. You go online and it shows right on your computer system. It shows the how to prevent it and what's the positive, negatives, and what to do if exposed and that your friends are exposed. Tell them what to do before to make it even to worse or so. Those vaccinations were issued on September 2019, September, October, November, and December. If you didn't make those updates at that time and you don't got a resistance or any kind of resistance at all, this virus particularly kills people that has no immune systems, eats their immune systems away, and people that have AIDS, gonorrhea, clap, they have STDs, they get on the toilet, they poop everywhere, heroin addicts, people that shoot up with needles, syringes in their arms, they become distraught, dizziness, and they can't hold the fluids down. And then they have to provide services to go into the ER, and then they get quarantined and processed and booked in permanently until they're stabilized, so they can hold fluids down. If you can hold fluids down, it can be a carrier or it can be cured, and that matters. That's the description of the service on your laptop or when your apps on your Apple or your apps on your Android, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Your Apple Air, 1 or 2 or 3. Your Surface laptops, or your Pros. You retrieve all this information online. Now, Andy Miller's office, police station, police departments has it online. That's Moses Lake, Washington, of course, has it online. That's Moses Lake, M-O-S-E-S, Lake, L-A-K, Washington. And it's online. And you can find that online on your laptop, on your Android, also on your app. Coroner's office, they have a bunch of deceased bodies. Head counts have gone up because of the opiates. Opiates are drug addicts, recovered drug addicts, or relapsing drug addicts that were on the streets They got kicked out from the mother's father's house because they were a drug addict. They were a criminal convict. And they have no rights, and they can have no, they go to WorkSource, and they get kicked out of WorkSource. Because they either got a chance, or second chance, third chance, fourth chance, whatever, how many chances they got. They strike out. They come back. And they're trying to recoup, receive, and train a work program, and work as a working community individual getting prevailing wage, contract wage, $12 an hour, $15 an hour, $100 an hour, $200 an hour, whatever incomes they might have. Getting overtime, 40 hours. Conger, Lamb Weston, Washed Potato, McCain's, Lineage, Clem Colster used to be, and Majars are orchard workers or orchard services where they can work on the farm, on their own farm, and cultivate. And the Washington Farm Bureau covers all those statistics. And carrying that farm bill, like an 18-year farm bill, 18-year contract is 18 years. 18-year contract goes, that's like a life. Anybody at age 18 is exempt, kicked out of the household. You take care of your daughter, your children up to the age 18. That's 18 years, that's military status. When you turn age 18, you go into the military. And from the military, you get paid. And Social Security office, provides your services and your selective services and your income statements, and also the in the field or out of the field, all the hours calculated, wages, and calculation of your totals. So that statistic's gone high. There's a lot of deceased people because of it. The homeless people, distraught people, spreading diseases and passing on, having sexual orientation. On top of that, they not in their matter, they're not in their right mind because they're influenced by alcohol or drugs, and that matter carrying them into that situation. They're convicted of crimes, and they're at WorkSource, and then they burned all the bridges down. As you can see in the background, that's Sean Logan. Mayor of Othello, his house got burned down. So you got burned down all his bridges down, and you see. It's a statistic, so it's this is a nonfiction. It may climb the library called nonfiction. True story. You burn all your bridges down. You have your father, grandfather, you got Don Logan, Sean Logan, you got 645 11th Street, which is Jim Logan. Carpet Castle on Broadway, 65 Broadway. And that's Carpet Castle. Studio 7, the laundromat, and also Olson Properties. Got witnesses, testimony, got Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Wade, no longer employed with the City Hall. He's not the city manager no more. And also going with Dick Dean, the mayor of Moses Lake, and Dick Dean, there's Sophie, the mayor of Moses Lake, and then also the new management, regional manager, and also mayor of Moses Lake. Mrs. Warnick and Dent for the Senate office here in Moses Lake in 13th District. So, you got 4th of July events. You got the boat race weekend, water follies, and the fairgrounds, and the competitions. So, between those crashes, the people losing their jobs, getting convicted, catching a charge, for any charges, that's Jay Felice, the attorney at law here in Othello, Washington, and Mr. McKenna Law Firm on Olive Street, and Moses Lake, Washington, and Mr. Sackman, Steve H. Sackman. All these retainers, all these objections, services, testimony, all the individual services, throwing the baseball around, playing the basketball, exercising, doing pull-ups, sit-ups, and exercising and running cardiovascular programs, long distance periods, long time periods. Having these barbecues and also the Rotary Club showing up. You get professionally, you got to think of the situation, the duration of the profit margin. Mr. Bill Gates, he walked out. He no more Microsoft, no more. He's donating $3 million for the virus in corporate to help people that can't provide their services to help themselves. As we mentioned, there's millions of them in Seattle, downtown Seattle, walking around down to Seattle, and those called Tent City. Now, these people are military staff, military, and they're homeless military people. And these people that are homeless go to WorkSource and try to get a job description or get big on their feet because they're alcoholic, drug addict, heroin addict, cocaine, opiate. And that way, they give them words, big words, to cover up for their services because they're trying to make up for the duration. But you know what? That virus is everywhere now. We're in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Moses Lake, Othello, and also Ephrata and Quincy, Wenatchee. There's Lamb Weston. These Lamb Weston employees are being vaccinated. Their dental work are being done. These are hard-working individuals. You got the contractors, as you can see, the individuals at the Simon's Mall in Kennewick, Washington. As you can see, these are moderate opiates, and they have drug habits. They come back from Seattle, come from Spokane, and they're trying to work in a work program, a work crew program, trying to figure out to make sure to stay out of their position where they originally got from prison, penitentiary, or a life sentence. Maybe they beat their life sentence, or they're struck out, and the second or first, whatever the case might be, in that duration where they predicted their services as in evaluating their program systems and trying to deviate and lean away from their getting convicted or prior because of their priors or convictions in the past. Social Security Office has all the reclamation where you have no record. If you come in the Social Security Office, you have abstract fax forms. You go into the prosecutor's district, superior municipal. You go to Department of License. It's all documented, and that's services that they look out at. You have people at Department of License go inside the services and employment services, and they go to WorkSource, and they go also to the professional. Everybody's trying to take a contract and make money off you. It's all there. So we're going to download this. This is Lions Park, Othello, Washington, the Rotor Club Barela section. This is a Barela Rotor Club section right here. We're going to play the drums. We're going to play the acoustic guitar. We're going to play the bass guitar. We're going to play the saxophone. And then we're going to play the, of course, don't forget, with the teether, with the mount that goes into the saxophone. We're going to have some replacements for those. We're going to have some backups, just in case. That saxophone, you're going to have to drop it in sanitizer and sanitize it to make sure nobody gets sick. Brush your teeth. You got to brush your teeth every time you play an instrument, and clean your hands every time you play the drums, the acoustic guitar, the piano, and make sure it's clean. Every time you get onto the bus, make sure you clean your hands and brush your teeth. If you're on the bus with people that they're sick, or they are sick, and they're carriers, and they're not implementing the situation, they're not sick, but they're carriers, you wash your hands and you brush your teeth. Anywhere. If you move into one vehicle, you brush your hands. Any vehicle, you move on the bus, subway, wash your hands and you brush your teeth. Even if you brush your teeth 6, 7 different times, I recommend you brush your teeth. Kills all the germs, for one. That virus will go into your mouth, into your esophagus, into your lungs, and you're through with. Especially if you have no immune system, if you're borderline and you're a drug addict, drug user, heavy drug user, wherever you're at. Heroin addict, speed addict, alcohol, smoking marijuana, any of those factors. When you get behind the wheel of a vehicle, it's BAC. There's a THC level for your marijuana, and there's a BAC for the alcohol breathalyzing equivalency. So all those age limits and services, that's the Academy, Cruiser Academy, and also the Central Washington Drivers Services. And all those implements that look Department of License to go through all that service. The judge, Carol J. BENZEL, looks through all that. Looks through the Superior Court, District Court, Municipal Court, and then she goes to Department of Licensing. Department of Licensing comes into Carol J. BENZEL's office and sits, and I sit there and moderate and listen to what exactly was going to be assuming of crossing the street or being attacked by a police officer on the sidewalk. And the reason being in a courtroom is because I was on the sidewalk being attacked by a police officer. I had no warrants or outstanding warrants for my arrest. Don't have no record. Don't have no criminal record. I've never been in prison or jail in my life. And I just left WorkSource and did a test Monday and Tuesday. That was the 17th, the 16th, 15th. That's Wednesday, the 18th. I was in there Tuesday, the 17th, and Monday, the 16th. So we did all that testing, all that services in minutes, you know. So we're going to have it all downloaded. We're going to have this service and implemented. They're going to have courts until the 24th, 27th Superior Court. And also March 1st, we're looking at, for the Washington Bar Association, they're going to be having services. And they're going to be looking at it at a different perspective. Here in Othello, Washington, that's 1005 East Hamlet. That's 645 Jim Logan, Sean Logan, and also the services at Carpus Kelso, and also the 500 East Main Street, Othello, Washington. Coming to you live from Lions Park, the Rotary Club, the Barela section. And that's Mid-Columbia Library, 101 East Main Street. And Mid-Columbia Library in Kenoka, Washington on Union Street. That's coming to you live. That's increments that they got going on for their services here in Othello, Washington. As you can tell, these services they provide here for their services is nonfiction, and they carry out a executive order providing services for Othello, Washington. Now you gotta make sure you're covered in nice warm clothes, and remember, you should have your neck covered when it's windy, snowing, and rainy, and also when the wind blows, you have a jacket and a scarf. Remember, you have to have a scarf and a waterproof jacket. And any of those resources available, that's the Mid-Columbia Library. Go online and do your tax forms. And remember, tax forms on April. See that beautiful house in the background? That's what? Another Ajmer Singh Nijjar wants $1 million from Cimaron 5INC. Jim Logan wants some coverage, some state, some pricing, some atomizing billing inquiry from the Othello Hospital, and also the CBHA, and also the services right behind me, which is the services they provide for the tax services and Social Security Office, 8131 Klamath, Cincinnati, Kenoka, Washington. That's Andy Miller at COBED 509-735-2591. Fax is 509-736-306. That's Secretary Taylor and also Andy Miller. That's coming to you live. That's increments. That's Dano Gart. That's Felice J. Felice. That's Norma Rodriguez. That's Mr. J. Benzel. And that's all administration. This is coming to you live. And don't get sick anymore. Get cured. Take that vaccination. Don't be avoiding people. Don't be assuming situations. Don't be judging a book by its cover. As you can see, exposing the community of Othello, Washington. This is Sean Logan's house, 1005 East Hamlet. That's Patty Chamber Covers, Mr.